What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this video is about Empire Season 6, Episode 10. Can't trust them. Now, we all know that Empire is getting to the last few episodes, and it's the series finale, and I'm gonna break down the first of the last few episodes. Now, before I do, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that like, and if you enjoy this video and recommend it to others, please hit that thumbs up. Let's get into it. Now, this episode kicks off where the last one left off, with Lucius and Cookie and White Tracy all tussling in the office. And so now that she walked in, they stop, and she's saying, Lucius, this is all for us. This story where I'm the real first mother of your firstborn child. The love story is between us, not Cookie. And Cookie like, look here, we divorcing. You can have him. You can have the house. It's over. She say, no, Cookie, you're in his heart. You're in his heart, and with you in the way, it's always going to be a problem. So now I could just get rid of you, and it could just be me and Lucius, and we can have everything. And she's saying, I don't want him. And she say, step aside, Lucius. He say, look here, Mike, I can't do that. And she say, do it. Meanwhile, we see that Yana is coming home, and she's saying, Daddy, I messed up. I need to tell you something. But she hears somebody getting beat up or something. So she grab it, and Yana Badu, she runs inside and sees one of her family members getting beat up. And she say, how could you do this? He's family. And he said, he's trying to get answers about my dad. And so she tried to smack him, and then he block it. And so then she run over and get a knife, and she's like, I don't want anything to do with you anymore. And she cuts him free, and she's like, man, how you think all them cancer treatments got paid? Meanwhile, back at the Lion's Den, we see White Tracy got him at gunpoint. Lucius like, I'm not doing that. She say, Lucius, you need to move away. He say, look here, Tracy, I can't do that, man. I cannot move away, all right? Meanwhile, we see Cookie, she looking at that gun that she had on the floor, and so she's trying to grab it while they talking. And she say, Lucius, it's really supposed to be just me and you, and I was your real inspiration. I was the mother of your firstborn child. And if it wasn't for Cookie, things would be different. Meanwhile, Andre Peep, she got his parents at gunpoint. So while she running her mouth, he runs in and grabs the gun. And then we hear a shot go off. And then we see Cookie, and she picks up the gun that she had. And as soon as White Tracy got free from Andre, Cookie aired her out like dirty laundry, a pair of old stinky socks, and shot her real quick in the chest. And she was gone, dropped like a bad habit. And so now Lucius is like, oh my, that was close, man. And so then Andre and White Tracy both laid on the floor. And so Cookie, she kind of made sure she was dead. She didn't shoot her again, but she just kind of gave her another look. Andre came, he got nicked in the arm, and he's looking, and now he sees Kingsley talking about, no, what did you do? And Andre just tweaking inside his head hard right now. Meanwhile, he's sitting there with his parents trying to console them, and Kingsley is snapping on his ass. So now we see it's 2 weeks later, and Cookie is with her therapist, and she's saying, I don't know. It's just I'm having trouble sleeping again, And she say, well, it's understandable, Cookie. What you went through was very traumatic. And she say, well, it's not that. It's not just the shooting, though. And she say, I understand, Cookie, but this stuff can bring back old memories, too. She say, I know, but it's not that. I'm trying to get my hands around it. She say, I just, this therapy, it got me just kind of, thinking of other stuff and bringing up old things. And she say, well, this gives you the tools to work with other things, Cookie. And then we see Cookie flash back to when she had somebody else at gunpoint and pulled the trigger. And so she just thinking, and she like, it's just that I had to do it this time. I didn't have to do it before, but I didn't. She said, Cookie, it's okay, take your time. Meanwhile, we see back at Empire that they playing some type of video, and it's the trailer for the Empire movie. And so everybody happy, satisfied with it. Andre happy, he like, yeah, that's looking good right there. And then we see that Hakeem, he all satisfied. He like, let's give us a little taste. So he hop up on the table, start moonwalking and stuff all on the table. Meanwhile, Andre starting to zone out and starting to tweak. Then we see Hakeem. We got a little shorty over here dancing, twerking a little something. Hakeem all on the table dancing, you know what I'm saying? Andre, he's starting to go in the zone though, you know what I'm saying? And so Hakeem like, bro, what you think, man? You like it? And Andre just sitting there like cloud nine, zoned out, and everybody just looking at him. And so then he like, bro. And so then that's when Maya steps in and kind of saves him, because he was like, you know, a trance. And she like, yeah, of course he liked it. He like, huh? Yeah, it was good, man. Good job, bro. And meanwhile, Kingsley is just standing there laughing. And so he's like, yeah, that was good, man. I look forward to, you know, us dropping this trailer release party, and you all, you know, keep up the good work, such and such. So then the meeting's over. Kingsley walk over to him and he's saying, man, what was that? He said, yeah, these little blackouts, I can do that anytime I want now. He said, what is going on? He says, I blame you for my mother's death. You killed my mother. He said, I didn't do it. She shot me. She had my parents at gunpoint. And he says, this is all your fault. This is her fault. And next thing you know, dude gone. So now we see later on the other side of town that Lucius came with Cookie and gave her the divorce paper. And he's saying, so you sure this is what you want? And meanwhile, we see Andre talking with him, and he's saying, you know, come on now, this is a way for us to be family. He said, you mean family after you didn't force me out of the company that I built? He say, oh no, you know it's not like that, Pop. And then we see Cookie in there, Andre, and she say, it's okay, you coming to the release party? She said, yeah, I'll be there, baby. He said, Pop, you coming? I have to check. I have to think about it. She said, he'll be there. And so he looking a little stupid or whatever. And Andre leave. He ain't even, you know, tell him bye or nothing. He kind of salty still about what happened, about getting forced out the company. So now he talking to Cookie about the divorce. And he's saying, so are you sure about this now? Do you sure you don't want to try? She like, Lucius, we been trying. What you think? What you mean? We been trying to make it work, Lucius. It's not gonna work. Ain't you tired of me? And so then he finally decide he gonna sign it. He say, you all right, man? I just, you know, I want to try to make it work, Cookie. I love you. She said, Lucius, please, just sign it. Let's move on. And so he signed it. He give it to her, and she looking a little happy. He say, well, let me tell you something, man. Ain't nobody gonna love you like me, man. And then he walk on up out of there. And so now she probably thinking like, maybe that's a good thing, because the way you love me, I damn near died and went to jail and everything. But anyway, we see on the other side of town, Andre trying to love up on his wife Terry, and she kind of giving him the cold shoulder. And he like, Terry, what's going on? And she say, well, Andre, I mean, I just need to go and spend some time with my sister. And she's like, well, we got a party and appointments and stuff. She like, it's just too much right now. I need some time to clear my head. He like, but babe, I mean, what you going for the week? And she says, look, somebody was just killed just next door to where Walker sleeps. I mean, this isn't even our house. He's like, well, I can call a broker and we can get looking for a house. And she's like, I just need to go. And meanwhile, Kingsley in his head saying, she leaving you. So now we see it bossy. They all trying to come up with some type of sound or whatever for their music. And so now Cookie like, you know, this is good, but it's not the same. When I was in jail, it was something whenever they turned up that radio and we heard Master P say, we knew that was that no limit sound. We need that bossy sound so bitches know what's going on. Becky like, yeah, that's true. Just like I know that sound when the ice cream truck come, that music play, I know that. And so then this dude walk in in, and he's a good looking dude. Becky like, hey, how you doing? And so then Giselle like, that's my brother. Becky, stop. And so he's saying, yeah, I'm just here from taking some time off of law school to help big sis. And she said, yeah, well, our mother died, so and so he said it's okay. And so he had some papers to sign. Becky like, hey, it ain't harassment if you want it. And meanwhile, we see over at the Lion's Den that Lucius is done made nice with, Philly Street. And next thing you know, and Big Pearl come up and say, Lucius, you got a very young woman here. And so next thing you know, they talk, and she say, here, and he's like, what's this? She said, these are my songs and I want to put it together. We have a business relationship now, you owe me that. And so she like, can I get these published? She like, I can do that, Mike, but you gotta lay something down. She like, well, I don't want to do that. So he talk her into singing, and he's like, yeah, this is gonna be good, Mike. Yeah, gonna sing it. Meanwhile, we see now back at Bossy, they trying to get producers for the Bossy sound. So they got this one dude playing a little decent beat, and Becky and Cookie, they don't like it, and they ask him a couple questions about, do we got any women or something working with him, and next thing you know, she kick him out. The next three dudes, they play some music. Becky like it. She got her little big shoulders rolling or whatever. The 22-inch pythons was flexing, and then Cookie like, well, hold on. Now, do you got any women producers working with you? They like, we gender fluid, redefining gender. She like, you get your ass up out of here, dude. And so now everybody then got kicked out. Becky like, she says, do you got any women producers? So next thing you know, we see Portia come in, and Cookie like, good thing I called one. And so poor Becky like, don't you still work at Empire? She like, girl, everybody need a side hustle. And so, but they play the music. Next thing you know, Portia working with, Cookie. Later on, we see that they all cuddled up, and Tiana, and we see Devon, he ain't feeling it. He pushing her to the side like a nut. And so she like, what's up? He like, did you let Hakeem hit or what? She like, I took my baby daddy home. That's it. If you don't trust me, maybe you shouldn't be here. And this idiot got up and left. Like she thinking like, what? So then she have a flashback from when she was with Hakeem, and that they was getting a little feisty, steamy little situation. And even when Devon called, she just gave the phone the flip. She ain't answer it. So meanwhile, we see Lucius, and he coming up to Bossy. And so Cookie like, what do I owe this? And he say, I just came here to give you everything that I owe you, and this is all the money and everything from Empire, so you don't have to see me again. She say, what's that, anthrax? He say, no, this is a gift, Mike. It's right here. This is, congratulations on your new life. And so she look, and it's the back of it is engraved and say, shut up, stupid. And so he smile, and so he say, I got all these opportunities to go and make money all over doing what I do. And she say, oh, so you want to brag? He say, no, it just don't give me what I want. Listen to this. And so he playing the little music off his phone, and so of Miss Badu. And so Cookie say, if this right here is what you like, go for it. He say, all right, Cook. And he leave. So meanwhile, we see Andre, and he's in the doctor's office, and he talking to the doctor, and he's telling him about he's been seeing Kingsley. He said, is he in the room now? He said, yeah, he's here now. He said, well, Andre, this is more serious than I thought. What we need to do is put you in patient for 6 months. He like, 6 months? He said, but this will get me better. He like, yeah, well, we can't guarantee until we get you in there, but yeah. He's like, all right. And then Kingsley like, you better not sign that. You better not be locked up in there with this idiot for 6 months. What do you think your wife is going to say when she comes back and you're gone for 6 months with this nutcase? And he says, man, we can handle this. We can do it. And so Andre starts to become hesitant. He says, you know what, Doc? I think I'm gonna wait. He said, well, Andre, I don't think you should. He says, look, I'm not a danger to myself or others, and I think I'll be just fine. And then him and Kingsley at the exact same moment say, we'll be fine. And so then later we see back at the Lion's Den, Badu is over there singing, boy, them pipes is blowing. Lucia say, you know what? I got something I can make you a star. And she don't want to do it, but he called anyway. Meanwhile, we see Portia's song is playing and got the little three sisters over here, three little divas in vogue or whatever wanna be. They singing and sounding good. And Tiana looking good as always. And so they over here blowing, and Cookie, she ain't satisfied. She pissed. And so she's like, what is going on over here? Why is this ain't the sound. You all need to work. Nobody go to sleep until we get this sound together that we need, okay? And so she leave, and they like, man, she tripping, man. I think she, that gunshot, got to her head. So Becky go to the bathroom and said, she holding water weight. And so she hears somebody sniffing, and so she go and bust down the door. She like, I know ain't nobody in here doing white people drugs in my black-owned business. And then no girl say, no, this ain't cocaine. I'm sorry. This is just Adderall. I mean, it's been so hard trying to stay up and working. We've been working so many hours. And so, as you know, I got a prescription. And Becky say, prescription to chop it up and snort it up in your nose in the bathroom stall. You know what? Why you don't just do it at your desk like everybody else? Just go. And so she leave. Becky call up her dude. They like, hey, she like, yeah, this Becky. They like, oh, what's up, Becky? I know you want some edibles, okay? She like, no, not this time. You got Adderall? Meanwhile, we see back at the Lion's Den that, Andre just sitting there worried or whatever. And then here comes, his wife, Terry. And then he hops up and he want to see his baby. And she kind of just go right past him. And so he like, Terry, look, I need to talk to you. She looking at him and he like, look, I didn't say this, but I've been hallucinating. And she's looking like, what? And he says, I did. She said, why you didn't tell me? He said, because the way you look right now. And so he says, I've been hallucinating, but I talked to my doctor, and I'm gonna change my meds, and everything is under control. She's like, okay, baby, I just don't want you to leave me. She said, I'm not leaving you, okay? Nobody is going anywhere. And he said, are you telling me the truth? They said, yes, baby. At the same time. Meanwhile, we see back at Lucius, they pulled some strings and got a little, TV show appearance with Badu. And she like, what? I'm not going to perform. He like, look, it's okay, man. Just ignore the audience and just go ahead and do you. I'm going to go on stage. Don't leave me hanging, man. All right, you can do this. And so now he go on stage talking about, this one right here is just special and manifestation of light itself. This is Yana Badu. And so then she come on stage, he give it a look, and so now she get ready to sing. And so then she's singing on the stage and like letting it go, and she's sounding good, and the audience is liking it, and Lucius is happy and everything. And so it was a success. And so we see later on the other side of town, Cookie getting ready for the little premiere, the little video that Andre got, the trailer for the movie. And so then her sister going through memory lane and the photo album, and she like, look at that, I should have known Candace bougie ass was gonna get a man with good credit. Oh, what are you doing with this picture here? And so now Cookie a little salty that she saw that. Cookie was trying to get her up out of there before she saw that. And she like, you know what? I'll never forgive that little coward that took him out. And so Cookie a little quiet, and then she had a flashback and she see dude laying there shot, and then we see that the coward that took him out was none other than Cookie. And so now we see Cookie then killed her sister's dude. We don't know the story behind that. Now we know her sister had a troubled past on drugs and all kind of stuff, so who knows. Now later on we see that Devon trying to make up with Tiana like he got some sense, and he done brought her a dozen gold roses, and he's saying, my bad. for thinking you cheat on me, but she ain't say nothing. Meanwhile, we see that they perform, and so she's out there singing and dancing with Hakeem, and he all grinding up on her, and every time we see Devon kind of looking like, man, this dude a little too happy to be performing with her or whatever. And so once the performance was over, Hakeem like, yeah, I got a hotel room, da-da-da. She like, oh, well, you know what? This ain't right. I can't do this no more. He's like, yeah, right. Until the next time, right? And so then he leave, and now she feeling a little stupid right now. And so later we see Lucius, and he ready to go on stage. And so we see that here comes Lucius and Cookie and Andre, and so they all talking about the performance for the trailer. And then Cookie freeze again when she see her sister, and she's starting to have a flashback of when she killed her little wannabe Busta Rhymes boyfriend. And so then next thing you know, Lucius, he tap her on the shoulder and kind of get her unstuck. I guess getting stuck is running in the family now. And so he take over and introduce the rest of the trailer. And so now we see the trailer of the movie for the Empire story. And so it looked like it might be alright. Cookie in the back, and she's still thinking about when she had to pop Busta Rhymes. And so then we see Lucius, he say, hey, what's up, Cook? Look here, man, I know you, okay? I know that shooting has got to you. And she say, it ain't got to me. You don't have to worry about me no more. And so then they leave. And so he's saying everybody happy about the trailer. And he said, well, looks like we did it, man. We actually did it, man. She say, you know we did, hey. And so now everybody starts celebrating, bust out doing the electric slide like black folks do at every party. And so now we see it look like they ended on the high note, but it's time for some real talk. Now, it looks like it's going to be downhill from here with Empire, since they ended it on the high note with this episode. But it's sad that this show is about to come to an end. I didn't watch it from day one, but I did pick up after like around season 3, so I've been watching it for the last 3 years, and I done came to like it. The one thing that this episode was crazy is how White Tracy all of a sudden done went crazy and want to try to kill Lucius. That was kind of stupid to me in a way, but anyway. And then we gotta see what's going on with Cookie in the past killing Busta Rhymes, and how that's going to affect her relationship with her sister. With all these little loose ends they going to have to tie up before the season is over with. So we'll see how it all turns out. In the end, I'll be there to break it down. I want to thank all y'all that support my work, everybody at Patreon, and last but not least,
watch it.
Please
Leave a comment,
hit like
button,
and
subscribe,
and
I'll see you
in the next video.